Moreover, Britain possessed an industry admirably suited to pioneering industrial revolution under capitalist conditions and an economic conjuncture which allowed it to the cotton industry and colonial expansion. The British, like all other cotton industries, had originally grown up as a byproduct of overseas trade, which produced its raw material, or rather one of its raw materials, for the original product was fustian, a mixture of cotton and linen, and the Indian cotton goods or calicos, which won the markets that the European manufacturers were to attempt to capture with their own imitations. To begin with, they were not very successful, though better able to reproduce the cheap and coarse goods competitively than the fine and elaborate ones. Fortunately, however, the old established and powerful vested interest of the woolen trade periodically secured import prohibitions of Indian calicoes, which the purely mercantile interest of the East India Company sought to export from India in the largest possible quantities, and thus gave the native cotton industry's substitutes a chance. Cheaper than wool, cotton and cotton mixtures won themselves a modest but useful market at home, but their major chances of rapid expansion were to lie overseas. Colonial trade had created the cotton industry and continued to nourish it. In the 18th century, it developed in the hinterland of the major colonial ports, Bristol, Glasgow, but especially Liverpool, the great centre of the slave trades. Each phase of this inhuman but rapidly expanding commerce stimulated it. In fact, during the entire period with which this book is concerned, slavery and cotton marched together. The African slaves were bought, in part at least, with Indian cotton goods. But when the supply of these was interrupted by war or revolt in and about India, Lancashire was able to leap in.